is a spiritual deity. Freedom and liberty and justice shall fight for you. When you fight for freedom with all your soul, take it from me. This is Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra, BCB, the voice of the nation, the voice of the rising sun.
My people, good day. This is Rosama, and this is BCB. We have a short but special program today. Our focus is unity. Soon, very soon, Nigerians or those who subscribe to the Nigerian Republic will be asked to vote for somebody to lead them. What will they say to you about Biafra? What vision or plans does the new government have to address the question of Biafra? Will they even pay attention to this issue? Has anyone noticed that none of these presidential aspirants has said anything about Biafra or any of the indigenous groups agitating for freedom? What does this mean? Why the silence? Is it that the concerns of these groups are not important, or that the government will continue to marginalize these groups even after the new president has been elected? Does electing a new president, let's assume that it is Peter Obi, therefore resolve the issue of Biafra? Would it stop the government from killing our people? Will this new president, whoever it is, bring progress to Biafra land? BCB asks these questions because currently people are embarked on an inebriated journey or dance in which they believe that a paradisal state of Nigeria will emerge in the next year or two. They must be living in some la-la land to assume that such chaos, which took decades to grow, will dissipate overnight just because a new president has been elected without Buhari and his sycophants. But wait, did the Fulani oligarchy that has been manipulating things since the amalgamation of the North and South disappear? Will it disappear after the elections? Have these people returned the wealth they stole from Biafrans and the Niger Delta? Will they set aside their obsession with dipping the Quran in the Atlantic to fulfill the dream of their forefather, Usman Danfodio? Will they therefore give up their dream of conquest and Islamization or Fulanization of the South or the entire region? Biafra land and the Southeast have thwarted that dream for decades. We are now, and we have been, the mountain that these people have been unable to conquer or to climb over. We are the sea they have failed to cross all these years. However, they still have hope that they will one day overcome this obstacle, but only if we help them, if we let them, if we are divided, if we sabotage ourselves, if we undermine our own dreams, undermine trust in our own quest, destroy ourselves from within. It seems to me, Rosama, that our enemy counts on this act of self-destruction. Is that what we are doing in Biafra land, given the violence, kidnapping, fear, threats, chaos raging through the land? We seem to blame our governors. Yes, the governors are part of it. But what about us? What about our responsibilities to ourselves and to one another? What are our own obligations? In fact, obligations to securing our own security, our own safety, to making sure that our land does not fall under from beneath our feet? We ask, what have you done to help your community grow and stay safe? What have you done to empower Biafrans? What have you done to secure the dream of a peaceful, progressive, safe Biafra land? I am not going to catalog the atrocities, the horrors that we have experienced in the past decade or two. You know it. Still, BCB asks, what then happens to Biafra once all of this dust about the quote unquote potentially resurrected brand new Nigeria with its brand new president settles down? If you are committed to Biafran restoration, are you also asking these questions? Are you curious? Are you concerned? Our focus here on BCB is the restoration of Biafra. We are not particularly interested in how that wobbling nation called Nigeria resolves its internal ailment. We are not interested in who is elected to become the new president. We are simply interested in the survival of Biafrans, their freedom, their right to human dignity, their human rights, the nurturing and sustaining of progress in Biafra land, in the Southeast, in fact, the entire Southeast. So we are currently standing at the precipice of change, whether we like it or not, whether we are supportive or not, something is about to happen, and it is going to affect all of us. So this is an important moment for all of us, especially all those pro-Biafra individuals and groups whose goal is the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra. It seems to us that this is the moment when all pro-Biafran friends, groups, and individuals and their leaders have to come together and unite under one umbrella to struggle collectively for the same goal. Our goal has always been the same, but we must unite. We must unite to speak with one voice, even if our individual and group strategies for achieving that goal seem different. This is the time to unite. It is unity, oneness, accord, harmony. Unity is critical at this moment. Unity is important at this very moment. Remember, united we stand, divided we fall. Either we stand together and fight the onslaught, or we stand divided and be slaughtered. A few weeks ago, or even months ago, the leadership of BGIE, Biafra Government in Exile, announced that it was reaching out to other pro-Biafra groups so that they could come under one umbrella government, working together to achieve the restoration of Biafra. If you are a pro-Biafra group, have you considered this invitation? If you are an individual with your mini group, have you considered this invitation? BGIE, Biafran Government in Exile, is strongly positioned to serve as that umbrella body. It is a government linked to the historical government of Biafra, as established by Odumegwu Ojukwu in 1967. Already, as BCB has heard, some pro-Biafra groups are now members of BGIE's cabinet, and they have begun to work collaboratively. We applaud them. That is the right path to success. It is a good step towards achieving unity. If we are to be successful in this struggle, we must be united. Working under an umbrella government provides us and all groups and their leaders the advantage of speaking with one voice, a united voice. Working under an umbrella government enables all groups as a collective to do several things. One, establish an international presence under one voice, under a government of the people, for the people, by the people. Two, establish international relations and partnerships with other nations, including establishing embassies and consulates. Note that political interest groups do not have embassies or consulates. Such relationships are generally established between or amongst nations and their governments. BGIE is a government. 3, lobby world bodies as a united front with a united purpose. 4, strategize on how to fight a single enemy bent on exterminating us. So think about it. What have you achieved so far as individual groups? What argument are we going to make before our people if we do not unite to achieve this single collective dream? What do we say if, because of our lack of unity, we fail to deliver a critical promise that we have made to our people? What would you say or tell the next generation? How then do we write this story of our struggle, of our experience? How do we write about ourselves if we allow our disunity to destroy us? It is time to stop fighting one another. It is time to stand behind one leadership, in this case, BGIE. It is human, of course, to imagine that we can all be leaders, which is what obtains in Biafra land today. But remember, not all who imagine themselves as leaders are leaders or even make good leaders. It is unrealistic to continue the fragmentation into runaway groups, all aiming to grab the mantle of leadership and at war with one another, murdering and robbing the very people whose lives you promised to safeguard. We will never achieve Biafra restoration if we continue this trend. The struggle to restore Biafra and safeguard our homeland is larger or greater than any one person or group. So bury your egos and make the sacrifice which we all must make by joining together under one mantle of leadership to fight the fiendish hell we have been facing and which is growing stronger every day. It is not ending. And that runaway train, initiated even before Buhari, continued by Buhari, will continue to race towards us if we do not come together to stop it. As they say, we haven't seen the end of it, at least not yet. Remember, the enemy depends on us to destroy one another. But if we refuse to do that and band together like a strong fist, we can and we will punch a hole through the enemy. So, we return to our opening questions. What happens to the struggle for Biafran restoration in the new imagined future of a paradisial new Nigeria with a new president installed? What is your role in making sure that the dream for a peaceful, secure, progressive Biafra does not disappear, does not die? My people, we need to get back together. It is time to unite. It is time to band together and strategize critically. I wish you peace. This is Rosama, and this is BCB, the Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra.
The more we fight together, 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 the more we fight together, and stronger we shall be. The more we fight together, 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 the more we fight together, and stronger we shall be. Rising soul, hey, rising soul, yeah. Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Believe it or leave it, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. We've been crying, the world claim not to hear. And we've been lamenting, the world claim not to hear. Our tears flow, the world claim not to see. And our blood flow, the world claim not to see. This is a crime, oh no, against humanity, oh no, yeah, this is a crime. Eritrea spoke up, they were given independence. South Sudan spoke, they were given independence. Namibia spoke up, they were given independence. Give me the reason my people got to be neglected. Give me the reason my people got to be rejected. Give me the reason our freedom got to be a crime. Give me the reason our own freedom got to be denied. Hey, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. I tell you what, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Hey, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Believe it or leave it. Oh no. Whoa.
Thank you for listening to us today. Join us next time for news, cultural, and educational programs. This is the Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra, BCB.
Hail to